everybody, welcome to or back to my channel. I hope everybody's well. I'm super excited for today's video. I have some nail brushes to review from Yastard, and I am so excited to get these open and check all these brushes out. Now there are two different sets here to look at. I have a set that looks like a collection of different length liner brushes, and the other one is just a full collection of a range of different types of brushes in general. And these have very, very lovely handles. So I'm going to go ahead and open these first because y'all, these handles on here are so super pretty. I just love that little bit of a holographic to these. I'm loving the way this set is looking. You have a nice range of sizes in these 5 different brushes. You go from a small detail brush all the way up to a long liner brush. So it gives you a good variety of brushes to do your nail art with. We're going to take a look at the bristles up close just a little bit. These are synthetic bristles, but they look like they are in there very well. So this looks like a nice sturdy brush, like it's going to do some nice work. The second set I'm excited about because there is a full range of different shapes and sizes in this set. So separating these out into different categories, we have a nice set of detailer brushes here, a mini striper brush, and these are going to come in really handy. And look at the way these are made. I'll tell you guys, after using these are extremely comfortable in the hands, and they're completely different type of bristle on these brushes and then the first set of brushes. Next, we're looking at 2 different sizes of square brushes, and look at the way those are tapered at the end. These are very well made. Look at the way these are pinched. These are going to be very nice brushes to work with this entire set. And there's 2 different sizes in the round brushes. Those are going to work really well with hard gel and builder gel as well. And they're made just the same, a nice pinch. The last one in here is a fishtail brush. The only thing I will say about this one, it did have a little bit of an odd shape, but it's not so bad that it's an issue. If you do have a little bit of bristle that is a little too long, you can always go in there with a fine pair of scissors and trim them down to get all your bristles to match. But check out the way this is made. So this is the set I'm going to be working with today and creating some nail designs for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get all these set aside and go ahead and get started on these nails. So I'm going to use these 3 brushes in general, and I have some full cover stiletto tips already prepped with a base color on them. That way I can get right into the video and create some designs. I'm going to go through and put a non-wipe top coat over all of these nails. I'm going to be working with some pigment today, and I want to have a nice non-wipe surface. That way I can put my gel polish down and create my designs, and that pigment is not going to stick to the entire nail. So now that I'm done applying my non-wipe top coat, all my nails have cured in the lamp for 60 seconds. I'm going to go ahead and get started. I've got a white gel polish down on my palette, and I'm going to use one of these striper brushes to go ahead and get started with this design. So for this nail, I'm going to be creating some leaves really quickly for you guys. I will do a few of them and then skip forward to having them all done, and then we will move on to the next step. But I will tell you guys, after using this brush right here, I absolutely am loving these brushes in this set. They worked so beautifully. I had some amazing control with these brushes. The way the handle is made and the way the tips of these are made, it feels a lot like you're working almost with a pencil when you're painting on your gel polish. And I've used some really nice brushes, some more high-end brushes, some lower-end brushes, but I'm going to tell you, these ones right here are definitely worth your purchase because I had such an amazing time. These made my nail artwork a lot easier than some of the other brushes that I have worked with in the past that are in these price ranges. So if you're looking to invest in an affordable set of brushes, you don't want to spend an arm and a leg, and you want brushes that are going to give you some comfort and some control, I would definitely recommend checking out these brushes from Yastard. So as you guys can see, I'm having such an ease of use with these brushes. It's making this application to put these leaves on so quick and easy. I was absolutely loving this nail. I'm going to go ahead and finish this nail out. I'm going to put leaves on it from different directions. I'm also going to drag some of this gel polish off these leaves off the side and create a little bit of a stem to these leaves. And then when I get done doing all of that, I'm going to put this nail in the lamp, cure this out for 60 seconds, and then we will be able to go on and start adding some pigments onto these leaves. So while my nail is in the lamp, I went ahead and put my paper towel down. I'm going to go ahead and start getting out some pigments. I'm going to use a variety of colors and do some blending with my colors to create just some unique color patterns on the leaves really quickly. And once I get all my pigment out, I'm ready to go ahead and get started. This is the way the nail looks when it came out of the lamp. It is just so super pretty. It took little to no time to put all of those leaves down on the nail, and I'm just going to blend out my colors so I can go ahead and get started with my application. I'm going to start with the darkest point of the leaves first with this dark green and kind of build up that pigment as I go until I get the color that I'm wanting. Then I'm going to go around with a little bit of a lighter green and some yellow and really fill out these leaves and make them really pretty. I'm going to go ahead and fast track through the application process of the pigment because we have a lot of pigment application throughout this video. But like I said, I'm going to start off with the darkest point of green, and then I'm going to ombre that out into a yellow. I think this made these leaves turn out so super pretty. I hope you guys are enjoying this video. Definitely smash that like button for me. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed, and don't forget to click that bell for notifications. That way you don't miss when I upload a new video. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching these leaves come to life. The pigment process is so satisfying because you get to watch all those vivid colors just start to pop on the nail. I'm going to go ahead and top coat this with some matte top coat. When you're top coating your nail, make sure you're floating that top coat over it, whether it's non-wipe or matte top coat, because the top coats will drag your pigment around and mess up your nail design. And in the lamp that went for 60 seconds, this is the way it looks. I'm going to go around and add a little bit of an accent to these leaves with this neon green gel paint that I have. I'm going to go through and do all of the leaves and a little bit of shadowing. I'm just going to show you a little bit of it on camera. Then I'm going to matte top coat that again. And it's really super quick and easy to just give your leaves just a little bit more life. And adding in some lines and some shadows can definitely do that. It can definitely help to make them pop more if you use neon gels on top of your neon pigments. This is the way this one turned out. I absolutely love it. Now we're going to go ahead and get started with the index finger next. I'm going to go in and start to create my base shape for my first layer. I'm going to do some layering on this nail, but not a whole lot of it. I'm going to do most of the painting at the same time because I do not want to build up too many layers on the nail and make a bulky design on the nail. So I'm going to go through first and create the shape that I know is going to be all the same color first, and then I'm going to add color and texture over top of this, and you guys will see as we go along what I'm going to be creating. Sometimes I like to go through and use my brushes to fill in spaces. Sometimes I go through and use the brush from the bottle to do that as well. It just depends on what product I'm using. Since I was testing out these brushes for you guys, I decided to use these brushes as much as possible just to see how durable they were and how well they were going to work for me. If I was going to be able to hit them at certain angles and stuff really easily, this brush brush is super flexible and it is amazing for line work to get really quick and simple lines. This is going to be a great brush right here, particularly for doing a French manicure line, because you're going to have such control with this brush. You're going to have a lot less effort with creating the lines that you're trying to create. So I'm going to be speeding through this process as well to get to the shape I'm going to create. That way I can go ahead and get this in the lamp and cure this, and we can go ahead and start adding in our beautiful pigments. I hope you guys enjoyed watching that pigment application and everything come to life. I love this beautiful green. Adding a little bit of blue into the green darkens up the green just a little bit. Adding a little bit of a lighter color in there also lightens it up, so it really makes for a lot of texture on your nail design. I'm going to go in and put in both of the eyes. I'm just going to show you the first one on camera. We're also going to add in the nose and the mouth and all of that fun stuff so we can get it in the lamp and cure it again. That way we can start to build on top of it. I want to add in the eye colors and the pupil to the eyes, start to build in some dimension within the face, and that's just going to take a little bit of adding in some shadows and other colors. When I go in to add in the nose, it really will blend in super well on camera. You won't see it until I go in to add in the rest of the mouth and the cheek area, because I'm going to use a lighter color to do that. So when I'm going in to add the nose, you may not be able to see it too awful well, but you will see it once the other colors are applied. So as you can see, it's pretty similar in colors, but the shape is absolutely amazing. So I'm taking that same color and adding a little bit of white in it to brighten it up. That's going to let me create an upper jaw and a lower jaw for this little face on the nail. It's going to be so super cute. I'm going to show you one side on camera, and I'll show you with both sides completed. I love the way this nail design turned out. If you guys are interested in these brushes, and I'm telling you, this set I'm using today is absolutely fabulous. But both sets are really, really nice. They're both going to be linked down in the description section for you, as well as a discount code. Yes, so you're going to be able to save 20% with a discount code Jamie. That will be linked down below for you guys, so you can go check it out. This set is definitely a game changer for your nail art if you're looking for an affordable set of brushes to create your nail designs with. I absolutely am loving this set of brushes. So this is what it looks like with most of both sides of the upper portion completed. It is going to be brought up closer to the eyes a little bit before I'm done with it. But for right now, I'm going to go in and create the opening for the mouth. It's just a nice little triangle in there, and I'm going to drag this out a little bit to both sides to get the mouth just a little bit wider. Then when I get done creating that mouth shape, I will be able to go in and add in that bottom portion of the jaw, as well as the teeth and the tongue. I'm going to add more details to the nose and the cheeks and all that fun stuff as I go along. But as you can see, with that little bit of an opening right there, I went ahead and drug that out to create a nice, happy, open mouth shape, so I can go ahead and move on to the bottom portion of the jaw. As I start to go through, I will be adding more and more details. I'm going to do mostly all of my application in this one layer before I go through to top coat it. Because once I go through and top coat it, I'm going to be able to go in and add another layer with some more pigments and some more texture to the nail. But I want to keep the nail as thin as possible, so I'm trying to do as much of the design as possible in this first layer. So now I'm going to go in and add in the eyes. The eyes are supposed to be just a little bit goofy looking, and a little offset, so they're not going to be completely identical. I thought that would be fun to kind of give it a little bit of a goofy looking eye, you know. And it's kind of funny creating the eyes because they literally almost look just like little eggs. Other than the fact that they're going to have pupils and a little bit of a highlight to them to break it up, they literally do look like fried eggs. So once I was done creating my little fried eggs, I went ahead and stuck that in the lamp really quickly to cure that out. That way I can go ahead and build on the eyes. I need to add in the black and flash cure that, add in the white, and I'm going ahead and adding in some spots on the cheeks. I'm going to put some whiskers in there in a little while. I did touch up on the nostrils. I went ahead and added a highlight over the bridge of the nose, adding in the teeth and the tongue as well as some crease marks on the cheekbones to kind of help reiterate the fact that there's a smile there. Once I get done adding in the tongue, I'm actually going to go around the eyes, but this is what it looks like so far. I'm going to use a neon green gel paint around the eyes. That's just going to brighten them up and kind of give it a little bit more dimension. It's also going to give them a line of separation from the rest of the face. A lot of times with characters, you see that done with a much darker color, but I thought the neon green was just going to be a nice little added touch because the neon colors are so pretty. So once I get done with that, I went ahead and added a non-wipe top coat and got that out of the way. So for the second and final layer, I'm just going to be adding in the texture. So I wanted to give it this cartoony kind of fur look to it. So I'm going in with the white gel polish and pressing down with my brush and just dragging that out to get these nice little lines on the nail. I'm putting them in random places, different sizes and shapes, going in different directions. And I'm going to go ahead and fill in the bottom part of the nail and go ahead and get it cured in the lamp and add the pigment for you guys so you guys can see that process. I'm going to do the top portion off camera, but I wanted to go ahead and make this nice and short and sweet for you guys. I'm going to use a little bit of a darker color at the bottom and kind of soften it up as I go up towards the jawline. I'm also going to touch up over the jaw and a couple little features just really lightly and add in things like the whiskers and stuff right before I finish and do my top coat on this. I'm going to matte top coat this nail, so I want to go ahead and make sure that everything is really going to pop on the nail. But that is the way the bottom part of the nail is looking, and it's just so super cute because to the eye you can see all this little texture in there, and it looks like it has so much dimension. This nail turned out so super cute. So this is how it turned out with all that texture added to it. I'm going to go ahead and hit this with the matte top coat, and here it is, guys. It is so adorable. I love all that texture. It is just such a fun nail. So this is what the set's looking like so far. I went ahead and did the pinky nail off camera since it's just leaves as well, and I love the way it turned out. So I'm going to go ahead and start on the middle nail and create that nail design next. So for the middle nail, I decided I wanted to make some little paw prints. and I'm just going to use a dotting tool to create them. I'm going to put some dots down on the nail and then a bigger one right in the center. Then I'm going to go in with my brush and drag the gel polish around to go ahead and get the shape that I'm wanting. Once I get done with the first one, I will finish the next two off camera and show you guys what the nail looks like with all the paw prints completed. Then I'm going to get this nail in the lamp and get it fully cured. Then we're going to be hitting it with some of these beautiful pigments and some top coat. So here it is with the top coat applied, and now I am going to go in and add just some little extra touches to each one of the paws. I thought it would be fun to add just some bright color to it and just make it a little bit more fun. So I'm using the gel polish to go down the side of each one of the pads and draw it up a little bit to the point. I'm going to do this to all of the pads on each one of the paws. Then I'm going to stick it in the lamp and cure this for 60 seconds. And then I'm going to go back over it with some yellow and orange pigment to just make it really super bright and fun and help to tie this nail to the rest of the set as far as the color palette. So this is what it looks like with all the gel applied, and now I'm going to cure that. I'm going to go in and start with the yellow pigment. I'm going to actually cover all of the gel polish with the yellow pigment first. Then I'm going to go in and add in some orange. When I get finished with that, I'm going to take a little bit of the green and touch up around the bottom part of each one of these lines to kind of blend it in a little bit better with the rest of the paw, and also to kind of give it a little bit of an ombre effect. Once I finish adding in all the pigment and dusting off the nail, I'm going to take some of that neon green gel paint. I'm going to outline the biggest part of the paw and do a little bit of lines on the inside of the pigment, and that's just going to help the paw to have a little bit more dimension on the nail. Once I finish doing that, I will cure that in the lamp and go ahead and add that matte top coat, and I will be back to show you guys what this nail looks like when it's completely finished. And this is how it turned out. I think this is such a cute little fun nail. So now to finish out this set on the ring finger, I'm going to put the same character on the ring finger as I did the index finger. The only difference is it's just going to look a little bit different, and it's also going to be from a different perspective. And I thought it would be fun to kind of tilt it to the side and do it from a side perspective. So I'm just going to fast track through this design and show you guys the steps I was generally taking to create this look. I started off with creating the space between the eyes. That way I knew what kind of spacing I wanted, and then going through and creating the curvature under the eyes. I also created a guide for where I wanted the nose to be, and I took the gel polish up so I can get some reference to what shape the top of the head was going to be as well. Once I got done doing all of that, I went in and started to create the curvature for the top of the eyes, and then went back around from the bottom to loop it around and create a circle. Now the circle here does not have to be perfect, because by the time we get done, we're going to fill in this space with the white gel polish anyway, and that's where the eyes are going to be. So it needs to be roundabout the shape you want it to be, but it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. And I just repeated that step on the opposite side as well until I was satisfied. Once I got everything nice and even the way I wanted it, I went in with my brush to fill in that little bit of space, and drawing that gel polish up as well so it's not super thick or heavy down there towards the bottom. And once I got a nice clearance for a full-size brush, I went in and filled in the gap with the full-size brush for my gel polish. I did have a little lint there, like a little fiber. I don't know where these random little fibers come from. I hear everybody talking about that all the time, but the struggle is real when it comes to fibers and working with nail designs. It's like the fibers just come out of nowhere, floating around the air, and they like to land on your nail and end up being just such a little problem. So I finished filling in the top and cleaning up any excess with my brush, and then went in and started to add in all these lines. I would have included that part in the video, but I was a little far over in the right hand corner and you really couldn't see what I was doing super well, so I went ahead and skipped forward. You guys can see it's the same process that I did before when I was adding that fur texture to the other nail, and I'm just going in and filling in the spaces around, because I'm going to go in and add in the nose and the cheeks and the eyes and all that fun stuff when I get done adding in my pigment powder. So I'm essentially doing the exact same thing I did with the last nail as far as the pigment. I cut in the blue a little bit to the green to get me some darker spaces in the nail, and went in and used some lighter green and some other spots, a little bit of yellow. I do use a little bit of orange right there at the bottom where the bridge of the nose is supposed to be. I do like this being a side profile nail. It doesn't look identical to the other one. It's like two of the same kind of creature, and it's almost kind of like a peekaboo. You don't get the full face, but you get those little eyes staring back at you. And as you tilt the nail, up and down, you get the texture of the fur. You get the little peekaboo of the nose and the cheeks, and I just think it turned out so super cute. So I hope you guys are enjoying this nail design so far. I had so much fun creating these nails using these brushes. Definitely go ahead and smash that like button for me if you haven't already, and comment down below. Let me know what you think of these nail designs with these beautiful pigments. What do you think about these brushes? Are these brushes something you would be interested in using for your nail art designs? I would love to hear your all's feedback. So we are almost to the end of this nail design, which means we are almost to the end of this video, and I thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch my videos. I absolutely adore you guys. So I am going to skip through doing the entire face, because you guys can see it's going to be the exact same steps as I took the first time. I'm just showing you guys the nose, and then I'm going to do the cheeks, and then I will be back to show you guys what the face looks like once it was completely done. Then I'm going to go ahead and top coat this with a non-wipe top coat and get this in the lamp and cure this for 60 seconds. This is all one layer on the nail. Next, we're going to come in and do the second layer, and we're going to add in more fur to the nail. That way we have some more texture and some more dimension. And then we are going to end up with our final top coat, our matte top coat, and you guys will be able to see how this nail design turned out. And I will be back to show you guys the full set of nails, and I will be back to show you guys the nails on my hands. So I will see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.